And welcome to the continuation of round number 2 in the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Tournament. Hello, everyone. Craig Johnson along with Scott Hudson, and we will see the team of Bad Boy Billy Black and Outlaw Joel Deaton take on the Cartel's team of Hustler Rip Rogers and the Palm Beach Heartthrob, Scott Anthony.
Oh, Scott Anthony and Rip Rogers, certainly two characters, needless to say, in that ring. Billy Black and Joel Deaton, former All-Asian Tag Team Champions. They lost those titles to Dan Crawford and Doug Furnace in Japan a couple of months ago, but they still are a potent tag team.
Then we will see the Renegade Warriors go against Bad News and the Big Bully.
Should be a great match there, Craig. Bad News with that attitude, and Big Bully Busick the same way. Bad News wears the glove. We haven't seen that come into play yet. We may see that today. Renegade Warriors, we know what they're made of. Interesting match.
The brother team of Mark and Chris Youngblood. We get things all underway with taking a look back at what's happened in the second round so far. We'll do that when Supercard continues after this.
Mickey Rourke is
Harley.
Don Johnson is
Marlboro.
They'll do anything for a thrill,
He likes to blow things up.
for a laugh,
I can't watch it.
or for each other. It's a friendship that will last a lifetime.
I hate you, Harley!
However long that is. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Can't believe.
But I've got news for you, Christopher Love. Before we started this interview segment, I spoke with GWF Interim Commissioner Max Andrews. These two men, because of what happened, will not advance in the tournament. I'm sorry.
Wrong, Big Dog!
They will not
Wrong! Wrong, honey! You're not gonna get away with this! You're saying they can't compete?
They will not advance in the
Oh,
tournament.
no, honey! This ain't gonna happen! You mind your own business! This ain't gonna happen, honey! I'm gonna sue the Overstreet family! I'm gonna sue the Lindsay family! Max Andrews, you're going to jail!
No,
that
no.
closet case, no pedicino!
No, no.
I'm gonna sue you all!
Ben.
I'm gonna sue you!
Ben.
There's no way! We're
Ben.
gonna win these tag team championships! You're not gonna throw us out of this tournament!
Winner of this contest to face Makam Singh and Cactus Jack. Interesting that Makam Singh and Cactus Jack advance without having to wrestle a second round match because of the disqualification from the tournament of the Hot Body Randy Rhodes and Eric Fontaine.
Meanwhile, back in the ring, the float kick sends Mike Davis down. Ace power slam. Hooks the leg. Count of 1, count of 2. Brother Tom in to make the save. Ace holds him up and brings him down. And now the tag into Wild Bill. Laying him out. Leaving him wide open for the boot of Wild Bill. Wild Bill misses with a clothesline. Do-si-do. Who got the best of that square dance?
I don't know. Swing your partner.
Except that time it was swing your opponent. Here comes Ace. Here comes Tom Davis. The bulky Davis brother sends Ace down. Now takes him into the ropes. Follows it up with a high backdrop.
Wow. Ace almost up into the lights here at the Global Dome.
And now he'll try the same and execute the same on Wild Bill. Reversal. Rolling him up. Count of 2. Oh, the whip comes in. And now, speaking of dirty, the hangman's noose or the hangman's whip being used.
I think that's still a disqualification in the Global Wrestling Federation. Irwin just losing it. Putting the whip around Tom Davis's neck and hanging him over the top rope.
Let's go down and get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, the Davis brothers.
Lane going to work on the eye. Knox out of the way and right there in front of your eyes. And for that matter, Chris Walker's eyes, you saw the tactics of Sweet Stan Lane. Lane threatens the elbow and misses.
Suffice to say, he telegraphed that one.
kick connects. Walker looking for the tag. So close, and he gets it. Here comes Steve Simpson. Simpson all over Sweet Stanley. Into the ropes. Simpson meets him with the elbow. Steve Simpson out of South Africa. Sends him up and over. Picks him up, takes him down with a body slam. Lane tags in Steve Cox. Suplex by Simpson. Count of 1, count of 2. Lane into the ring. Watch out for the tennis racket. Cox has a sleeper. Cornette's team may have it won. Lane has the tennis racket. The sleeper's firmly in place. Cox breaks the hold. Drop kick from behind. Simpson. Count of 3.
Well, they've been ranked as one of the top 10 tag teams in the world. They are the Royal Family, but recently the fans have taken to calling them Maulers because it seems like they're more interested in mauling their opponent, sometimes even more interested than in winning the match, Rip Morgan.
Bastard! First of all, get one thing clear. You show some respect when you talk to the Royal Family. And that goes for the peasants out there. And you're right. We do maul because we could not care less about anybody that we come across. We don't care. Is that right, Becca? We don't care. See, we're taking this global dome by storm. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's you. These stupid fans here, it just don't matter. We're gonna maul you, we're gonna bite you, we're gonna kick your teeth in.
All right, the Royal Family, or the Maulers, as they're becoming known by the fans in the Global Wrestling Federation.
Cartel's entry, 1 of 2. Oh, how pompous. Hustler Rip Rogers and Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach Heartthrob. Getting ready for action. Obviously, the Black Party happy about them, and
combined weight of 440
Deaton without his partner, Billy Black.
Outlaw Billy and substituting for Bad Boy Billy Black, Chad.
We were told before this match, Craig, in the last match that featured Billy Black and Joel Deaton, which was the first round victory over the Nightmares, we talked about and we saw how Billy Black injured his right knee. The injury was much more severe than we first thought. The GWF commissioners would not clear Billy Black to wrestle. He was looked at by a physician. The physician would not clear him to wrestle.
Not only that, it was not a part of the match. It was, well, there's Scott Anthony showing off again.
Yeah.
The injury did not occur in the match when it was one-on-one or when they were face-to-face. The Nightmares jumping Bad Boy Billy Black from behind, injuring the knee. Thus you see the team of Chaz and Joel Deaton going against, oh, when will they learn that they're not fooling us with a hustler, Rip Rogers? He couldn't. That's not a coat hook, Rip.
Yeah, the camera, an expensive one. Well, the GWF...
Well, you look at these guys. Mirrors have not a better friend in the world than Scott Anthony and hustler Rip Rogers.
Well, for those of you wondering, the GWF did grant special dispensation to that man, Joel Deaton, to pick a partner because the injury to Billy Black was a direct result of the actions of the opponent, not an act of God, a freak of nature. It happened because of the opponents. The GWF allowed Joel Deaton to pick a partner, and he picked Chaz, one of the most popular men in the GWF. Now, how Joel Deaton came to pick a partner like Chaz, I don't know, but I'm interested to see how they work as a team.
Well, here you see some freestyle wrestling maneuvers and a freestyle exit by Scott Anthony. Anthony better learn you don't mess with the outlaw. Goes back into the corner.
I said shut up out there!
Have you ever seen the movie Two Moon Junction? You ever seen that?
No, I haven't actually. I've seen some previews of it.
Oh, well, then you've seen about the whole thing. But the lead character in that is an actor named Richard Tyson. And I'll be doggone if Scott Anthony isn't a dead ringer for Richard Tyson. And Scott Anthony gets a lot of fan mail saying how much he looks like this guy. And so all the females are really hyped up about Scott Anthony because he looks like this actor.
Speaking about females being hyped up, genuinely, and not what Scott Anthony may tell us, Chaz making it into the ring to go against the Hustler.
Whoa!
Ouch!
Oh!
3 chops right to the pecs.
Can you serve stuffing with those chops? Good heavens.
Nobody serves up a clothesline. The Hustler back into the corner. Sends him out, but Chaz up. Drop kick 2 times. 3 times. Here comes the heartthrob. He says, I think a little bit better than that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. Taking a hiatus from his film career is Scott Anthony. As the Hustler makes his way back into the ring area. Fans here at the Global Dome making it through a severe thunderstorm that hit the Global Dome area. Not only that, the entire place is under a tornado watch. So if your picture goes out momentarily, chances are that's the reason.
We may go out with it.
Leverage takedown by the Hustler Rip Rogers on Chaz, who gets the reversal.
Can't say enough about the fans here at the Global Dome, Craig, braving this weather to come watch this event. That's all you can call this tag team tournament in the GWF. We have seen some of the best action thus far in the GWF as a part of this tag team tournament.
Well, speaking of sneaking around, maybe, how about that phantom tag by Chaz and the Outlaw Joel Deaton? Maybe a little bit of the ring smarts of Joel Deaton rubbing off on Chaz there.
I certainly hope so. I'm surprised at the choice of partner by that man, Joel Deaton. Could have chosen any partner, but chose Chaz. So obviously Joel Deaton very impressed with the ability of Chaz as he's seen him in the GWF over the last few weeks.
Anthony trying to sneak into the ring, but Joel Deaton firmly in control of the left arm of the Hustler Rip Rogers. Down comes Chaz. Well, the man who claims to be Mr. Southern Kentucky and Southern Indiana in bodybuilding, trying to build a reputation for good wrestling, can't quite do it there as Chaz gets the better of him.
And Scott Anthony trying to insert himself into the festivities. Oh, I heard a tag. Did you hear the tag?
I heard the tag.
Did you see the tag?
I heard the tag.
There's a tag. No question about that one.
Saw that one. And unfortunately also seeing it was Rip Rogers. Rogers' momentary reversal. But Deaton puts the big boot in there. Back and forth they go. Here comes Chaz. Double axe handle. Those biceps and triceps must be getting tired on Rip Rogers.
I said shut up out there!
Yeah, they're due back at the rental office by 4 o'clock.
What time zone is that?
You got me on that one. Well, Seymour, Indiana, I guess, would be in
Now, here's a perfect example of how pompous Scott Anthony was. He was over talking to some of the ladies, and when Rip Rogers needed the tag, he wasn't there.
I think one of them was his makeup lady, his clothing lady, his hair lady.
And Chaz still maintains control of that left arm. Oh! Almost looked like a variation of the Thesz press from the top, but not on the bottom.
That's Chaz, not Thesz. But that's
Small package. And here we will see the Palm Beach heartthrob.
Oh, boy.
Some people would call him the American Gigolo.
I shouldn't say oh, boy. I should say oh, boy.
That's what he would say.
I can't say it like
He was
Scott.
tagged. Why doesn't he get in the ring? Thank you.
No question, Scott Anthony has the build, but does he have, is his mind in the ring, pretty much is the question. He's thinking about other things. His body, his hair, his women.
Always thinking about his body. Now chasing after Chaz, and count of one, count of two, almost a count of three.
I thought we were going to see an upset.
Sunset flip, one. Anthony at the count of two. And now Rogers tries to come in.
I heard something that sounded like a tag.
And the teamwork of Deaton and Chaz working quite well. You mentioned it might be an upset. The cartel teaming together, maybe not in public, but back at the gym for many, many months, apparently. According to what intelligence I could get out of the camp of the cartel.
For the longest time, it was just Rip Rogers and Makam Singh in the cartel, and then bam, bam, just like that, we saw Cactus Jack and Scott Anthony join the cartel. Maybe it'll be a few more weeks, but are there more? Who is the boss? I mean, it's just like 60 minutes, more questions than answers.
Tune in tomorrow. And Scott Anthony, man, very proud of his body, having one of the body parts being worked on by Chaz. Chaz and Outlaw Joel Deaton working beautifully together.
Very nice teamwork.
Incredible for a couple of guys who join out of necessity rather than having it planned. Scott Anthony out of the arm bar, now going to work. The Palm Beach heartthrob with a clothesline, but it may have hurt his own arm. Wrong neighborhood to be in. Something's throbbing there. I think it might be his head. As Chaz goes back to work on the arm after Excedrin headache number 26.
Chaz, one of the light heavyweights, competed in that light heavyweight tournament. Of course, a tournament won by the Lightning Kid, the current reigning light heavyweight champion here in the GWF.
Anthony able to fight back and get the tag into the Hustler now. Oh, right into the eye. Rake of the back by Rip. Rogers with a headbutt. Chop. Out of the ring he goes. Watch out. Rogers. Distracting while Anthony goes to work.
There's the teamwork that the cartel, being a member of that cartel, will give you. Rip Rogers cognizant enough to know where the referee is to distract him, while the Palm Beach heartthrob, Scott Anthony, works over Chaz on the arena floor.
Using the trunks to pull him over with a suplex. Rip Rogers aims the elbow and nails it. Right into the throat, it looks like, as Chaz coughing a bit. Deaton wants to get in to help his partner, but the cartel monopolizing here.
Joel Eaton desperately wants to get in there and help his partner because he knows his position in this tournament is in jeopardy. And he's also without his regular partner, the bad boy Billy Black.
Watch out. Anthony pulling the referee. Atomic drop on and the clothesline. Photographers scurrying. Everyone getting out of the way. And Deaton there to check on his partner at the Global Dome interview set. Not a lot of talking going on there, however.
Chaz getting it back together, trying to get back into the swing of things. Whoa!
Over the top comes Anthony, sending the back of Chaz right into the corner of the stage.
I don't know if Chaz, get a load of this.
Headbutt by Rogers as he goes to work on the stage. The chop, and Chaz having his problems with the cartel. Oh, not many people do it much better.
I'm wondering here if Chaz can continue. He has taken an awful lot of punishment. Gutsy youngster staying in there with the likes of Scott Anthony and Rip Rogers.
Taking him over with a suplex. He thinks he's got it. Count of one, count of two. I don't think so.
Good. Anytime you can show up this man, Scott Anthony, I'm all for it.
You two aren't the best of friends. Didn't he try to leave you with a check at a restaurant the other day?
Unbelievably, yes.
Rogers may go over. Chaz has the leverage. 1, 2, 3, but the referee being distracted. Deaton.
Oh, and he had him pinned. Chaz had Rip Rogers down for about a 7 count, but the official distracted by Scott Anthony.
Boot to the midsection, and here comes the the Palm Beach Heartthrob.
Careful. Made the mistake of going to Hooters in Dallas, Texas the same night Scott Anthony and his entourage were there. Told the waitress that that table over there will pick up the check, and it was my table. I didn't pick it up, though.
Anthony unable to keep Chaz in the ring. Here comes Deaton, and Anthony is not enjoying this predicament. Deaton going to work on both members of the cartel. Deaton on Rogers. Anthony being taken care of by Chaz. All 4 men in the ring. Chaz with Anthony in the corner. Deaton locks it. Sends Rogers down. Meanwhile, in the ring, Anthony, oh my, goes back off the rope, clothesline down 2 times. Spinning around like a dancing machine. Picks him up. Oh. Pile driver sends him down.
Rip Rogers and Scott Anthony.
They will move on in the tournament.
And I am at the backstage in the newsroom at the Global Dome. We will be going back out for more great action at ringside in just a couple of minutes, but it's time right now to take a look on today's show at the news from around the world. The Patriot is becoming America's newest hero. He is quickly becoming one of the top requests for appearances at military bases, for appearances on parades. He even got a request to be with Stormin' Norman. I am told he even got a congratulatory telegram from Washington, D.C. He is becoming one of the top requested heroes in all of America. And let me tell you something, folks. If anybody deserves it, the Patriot deserves it. He is one of America's new heroes. The cartel is quickly moving through the Global Tag Team Tournament, and the interesting part is both teams are moving through. Now, that brings up a very interesting question in my mind. What if we get down to the finals, and it's the cartel versus the cartel? What is going to happen? How will they decide? Wouldn't it be interesting to see if these 2 teams representing the cartel had to face each other in the finals of the tournament? What is going on with Lex Luger and Sting in the WCW? Ever since winning their version of the World Heavyweight title, Lex Luger's head has gotten bigger and bigger. It is now the size of a blimp, and it seems that he and Sting are no longer friends. Now, these two men have been through a lot together, and if Luger will think back, it was due to Sting that he even won the U.S. heavyweight belt. But right now, Luger seems to want to have nothing to do with Sting. Is Jim Cornette nuts? He brought Steve Cox into the Global Wrestling Federation to team with Stan Lane. They went through the first round of the tournament. Cox had a lot to do with it. But then they get into the second round. Things don't work out. And now he says Cox wasn't worth the trouble. Cox shouldn't have been part of the team. They even turned on him and beat up Steve Cox. Let me tell you something, Cornette, if you haven't thought about it, things like that are going to make it very hard for you to find new partners for Stan Lane. Till next time, I'm Joe Pedicino in the newsroom.
Bonnie Blackstone here with Ken in the Global Dome. And Ken, you've been watching the cartel. Everybody's still asking about this boss, but obviously the cartel is on a winning streak here in the GWF. You had a question for this 4 team members.
Yes, Bonnie, what will happen if they become the last 2 teams in the tag team tournament?
Very good question. And later on in this edition, I am going to meet with the cartel and ask Ken's question. The tag team tournament going hot and heavy. What if they do end up being the last teams in the tag team tournament? We'll find out what their response is.
Now, there's a better cure for a...
Beating people up. They can't even spell those words, Craig, I don't think. Probably can't even say them. And the royal family...
Wacky.
Very much so. Individually, Rip Morgan, Jacko Victory. And we just saw Hollywood John Tatum in a losing effort with his new partner, the California Stud. Jack Victory and John Tatum were at one time UWF Tag Team Champions as well as Wild Wild West Tag Team Champions.
And as a matter of fact, it was losing those tag team championships that, well, I still don't know what this is all about, that made Jack Victory go away from the American work ethic, as he says, and join Rip Morgan, went over to New Zealand, won the tag team championships over there, and got this new absolute mauling style that Rip Morgan is showing here.
Rip Morgan, certainly the powerhouse of this team. Look at Chaz.
Chaz trying to take him down with a drop kick. Morgan seemingly unaffected.
I'd like to see Rip Morgan try that maneuver.
Give you an idea how big the royal family is. Morgan at 6'4" and a half, 270 pounds. Going against Chaz, who, although usually a light heavyweight contender, can take on the big guys, but not right now.
I understand that Rip Morgan was thrown off of his college rugby team. Am I reading that correctly?
As a matter of fact, he played a few games for the All Blacks over in New Zealand, and they didn't like him too much there. Jacko Victory comes in here. Victory with a body slam on Chaz. Jacko Victory, 6'3", 278 pounds, born in Atlantic City, New Jersey, but has become expatriated from the United States of America.
That's all right. I didn't know he was Catholic.
Oh, that's excommunicated. Your thesaurus is on the blade. Here comes Terry Garvin. Down onto the arm of Jacko Victory.
Oh, big forearm.
Those elbow pads are usually there to protect the person wearing them. Victory misses there as he hits just above the elbow pad. Garvin going to work on Jacko. Jacko may be a little bit loony after that.
He was a little bit loony before that.
Well, he kept his head about him there. Terry Garvin going to the mat.
Both Terry Garvin and Chaz had very successful appearances in the light heavyweight tournament here on Supercard over the last few weeks. And they're teaming up to probably a result of a friendship struck during that light heavyweight tournament.
Garvin didn't see that truck. Get the license plate number there. The royal family, who used to actually be favorites of the kids with little Lord Littlebrook, now nothing doing here. As these two men literally like to beat up on people, but the one thing you have to remember in a tournament situation, you have to get the pin, submission, or count out. You can't afford to be disqualified.
Not at all. That'll kick you out of the tournament just as quick as anything. And these two men know it. These two men aren't rookies. Speaking of the royal family, they know how to work their way through a tournament. They've competed in various tournaments.
Morgan to the rope, comes down on the back of Terry Garvin. The royal family have been teaming together for 4 years. Both men 6-year veterans of the sport. Garvin seeing a little bit of the experience coming down right on both sides of his head.
You'll remember that the royal family part of the Pat O'Connor Memorial Tag Team Tournament in December of 1990. The New Zealand representative.
As well they should be, being the reigning New Zealand Tag Team champions. Double backdrop sends Garvin down to the mat. Chaz has seen about enough, but Sean O'Brien keeping order in there, as tough as it may be with the royal family double teaming here. Victory picks up Garvin, has a hold of him, carries him around the ring, and that bear hug absolutely doing what it's supposed to, putting the pressure, cutting off the breathing, and also going to work on the lower back. Speaking of the lower back, chiropractic help courtesy of Jacko.
You could hear that all the way up here.
The boot to the midsection by Rip Morgan. Morgan with Garvin into the corner. Who? I don't know who. What is he always saying? I never understand that. Garvin tries to get him over with the sunset flip. Morgan fights out of it and just comes down on the forehead.
Went through a little display there before he put it to Garvin.
Terry Garvin goes back into the bear hug. Garvin, not the kind of a man who would submit.
Standing in the back of the Global Dome, I happened upon the royal family. Rip Morgan approached me and asked me if, he said, well, he didn't, he approached me and said, oh, you're Scott, you're Craig's brother, right? I said, no, I'm not. And Jacko chimed in and said, no, that's Bill Watts' son.
Oh.
And so I gave up and went to the concession stand.
Not giving up here is Terry Garvin. Look at the rights. Land right on the jaw. Ouch. Well, that'll stop you even if you're going well.
That'll take the starch out of your shorts real quick, especially from somebody the size of Rip Morgan.
Morgan with a weight advantage here of almost 50 pounds. And putting most of that weight onto the neck of Terry Garvin. Garvin, a former tag team champion, is a member of Beauty and the Beast, a time that he would much rather forget, however.
He doesn't have great hair, though.
Morgan comes down, but Garvin out of the way. Garvin needs the tag to Chaz badly. Garvin has been in the ring now more than 7 minutes. Gets the tag into Chaz. Chaz flies in and goes to work on Victory. Garvin has a little fight left in him. He goes after Morgan, all 4 men in the ring. Morgan dumps out Garvin. Victory misses with a clothesline. Chaz is there, gets the Sabat kick, goes up to the top rope, gets the cross body block. Victory catches him, puts him down, gets the count of 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Royal Family.
The Royal Family, the New Zealand Tag Team Champions, going after the GWF titles.
The Patriot, he's been invited to parades, he's been invited to military camps all around the world. I understand congratulations even came in from Washington, D.C. But now the time has come to turn your thoughts to the North American tournament that's coming up. The North American champion will be the first one in North America to get a shot at the global heavyweight tournament, and that's got to be on your mind, Patriot.
You better believe it's on my mind. It's a great time to be a part of the GWF, because if you've ever had any doubts about where you stand as a professional wrestler, well, here's the place to prove yourself, guys, because we've got the best in the business here. The greatest wrestlers from all over the world are coming in for the North American Heavyweight Championship, and we were fortunate enough to win the global television tournament, the very first one we've ever had. And we're going to do the same thing in the North American Heavyweight Championship, because with the help of all the other Patriots out there, guys, you're on the losing end. There's no way we can lose.
All right, he is the Patriot, and as we said, he's one of the most respected heroes in America right now. He's getting ready to go into the North American Heavyweight Tournament. It could be a very interesting situation.
Answering some of our fans' questions here in the Global Dome, Bonnie Blackstone back with you. As you can see, I'm with all 4 members of the cartel. And answering their question, maybe Mr. Singh could give us some insight. What if you end up being the last 2 teams in this tag team tournament?
You know something, Blackstone? I can't stand talking to you, but I'll give you an answer. You know what it is? The boss has got us all together, and he has made the 4 of us 1. This time we're 2 tag teams, but the boss has made 1 unit out of us. And if it comes down to us against them, the other members of the cartel, the boss will make up his mind what he wants us to do.
Look, we can't lose, Bonnie. It's us, it's them. You know, either one of us is going to be in the finals. More than likely, we'll all be in the finals. One of us is going home with the belts, and that's fine with us. As long as one of us wins, we're going to be happy.
Don't you know what's going on? What's going on, everybody in TV land, is that no matter what happens, no matter what you think, the boss has determined that the winner of the tag team tournament is, no matter what, the cartel!
Hey, we should chip in and get Blackstone some peroxide.
And Big Bully Music!
When these 2 guys get together, rough and tumble takes a whole new meaning.
What a piece of work. Big Bully Music, who doesn't use a hard punch, he uses a bully blaster. And Bad News Brown, who doesn't use a Nzuagiri kick, he uses a ghetto blaster against these 2.
Chris and Mark Youngblood, the Renegade Warriors. And the Bully and Bad News go to work.
Not wasting any time, Big Bully Busick and Bad News in there against the Warriors.
The ceremonial clothes being used against them.
And watch here as the Big Bully
throwing out one of the Warriors like he was yesterday's garbage.
Chris Youngblood out on the ringside area. Both of them now taking Mark. There goes Mark, and standing alone or side by side in the ring, Busick and Bad News. Now, Chris coming back in but going right back out. And the referee, James Beard, really needs to regain control of this match, as just like that, Bad News and Busick came in and destroyed the Warriors.
The Big Bully going to work on Mark Youngblood while Bad News goes on younger brother Chris. Manhandling the Warriors, a tough team.
This is second round action in the GWF Tag Team Tournament. GWF right now without tag team champions, Craig.
That due to the automobile accident over in Europe involving both members of the former tag team champions, the English Lords. Unfortunately, both their careers coming to an end. And now is the GWF in North America. The tag team tournament over here, and right now the Renegade Warriors attempting to come back, but Bad News using his head.
He even pointed it out. to Chris Youngblood. He said, I'm going to give you a headbutt with his head right here. Headbutted him even after he told him he was going to do it. Unbelievable cockiness on the part of Bad News.
No respect for anyone or anything. These two men who have broken more rules and possibly a few laws in their day.
I was surprised Bad News and Busick even get along. There's two men I wouldn't have suspected of ever being able to work things out.
Chris Youngblood trying to make his way over to tag, but the man getting the tag was Bad News. Into Big Bully Busick. Whatever you do, don't call that man Mario or else he'll put you out like a Nintendo game. Big Bully Busick uses the boot of Bad News, and watch out. Photographers from the media scurrying when Bad News and Youngblood go at it. Right onto the hardwood interview set. Here at the Global Dome. Bad News sends back Chris Youngblood for more punishment from the Big Bully, apparently.
Busick wraps those, oh, there's a good look at Big Bully Busick. Wraps those big arms around the neck of the Renegade Warriors. That's Chris Youngblood. And look at the scowl on Busick's face. He's upset about something.
Big Bully Busick, who came in last in the voting for Homecoming King at Weirton High School in West Virginia.
Oh, did they get those tallied up, apparently? We've been waiting for those.
Busick doesn't win many popularity contests as he provokes the entrance of Mark. Meanwhile, Bad News going to work. Pair of boots takes Bad News back.
And look at Busick getting his hand in there, keeping Chris from getting over and attacking his brother Mark. The Renegade Warriors having it handed to them by Big Bully Busick and Bad News.
Bad News out of Harlem. Big Bully out of West Virginia. And those elbows came from where it counts. Powerhouse Hill is where this powerhouse from West Virginia hails. And that short chop right into the throat. Into the turnbuckle. And look at Bad News just holding Chris Youngblood back. Meanwhile, the Big Bully provoking the elder Youngblood just like a Big Bully would.
And once again, there's Busick sticking his hand where it doesn't belong, into the trunks of Chris Youngblood, the upper trunk area. I'll make sure we clarify that point. But regardless, Busick has no point in interjecting himself into the match.
These two gentlemen have kept Chris Youngblood in the ring now for 5 minutes. Doling out the punishment. There's that short chop, putting the tips of the fingers right into the throat. The Adam's apple, to be more specific, and now Bad News. Going to work with a front face lock. Youngblood trying to power Bad News back over. Busick thinking about sneaking in. Starts to come in. And the tag maybe to the Youngblood. Won't be allowed by James Beard.
He didn't see it, Craig. He did not see the tag made by the Renegade Warriors. And now Busick is still working over Chris Youngblood, and Chris Youngblood in desperate need of a tag to his older brother.
Big Bully Busick with a big bicep.
The winning team advances. The losing team goes home with a second round share of the prize money.
Cross body block by Chris Youngblood. Gets a count of 2, and Big Bully almost goes down to the feet. There's the tag. Here comes Mark Youngblood in. Going against the big bully Busick.
Oh, he didn't see it again. And I don't blame James Beard. I blame Bad News for distracting the referee intentionally to keep him from seeing the tag made by the Renegade Warriors.
All four men in the ring now. As there you see Mark Youngblood going to work on Big Bully Busick. The younger bugger, Chris, going to work on Bad News. Reversal. Three men collide. And he goes for the Bully Blaster. He gets the Bully Blaster. Down goes Mark. Busick and Bad News now go to work. Going for the clothesline, but down goes Busick. There's the cover.
Who's pinning who? Now, who got the pin there? Because Chris was pinning Busick. Bad News was pinning Mark. It's the Youngbloods. The Warriors advance.
Busick going to work. I think these two individuals very upset. Inside the ring, Bad News and the Big Bully may not be advancing, but they want to make sure the Renegade Warriors don't have the opportunity. These two men just punishing the Renegade Warriors. If we have an opportunity, let's go back and take a look. There you see 1, 2, 3, but the Youngbloods are the winners. And we'll be back. An interesting situation is the bad boy Billy Black unable to compete. Global Wrestling Federation Competition Committee allowing Outlaw Joel Deaton to get a substitute.
He chose Chaz, one of the most popular wrestlers in the Global Wrestling Federation, and way out of left field surprise for Joel Deaton to choose somebody that is the wrestling ability of Chaz. We certainly hope that Billy Black's knee is not as severely injured as we once thought. The early word is that it may be not a severe injury, but certainly enough to keep him out of that match. And unfortunately, we've seen the last of Joel Deaton in this tournament.
On this edition of Supercard, the Royal Family, they're calling them the Maulers now as the Maulers get the win.
They certainly do. The Royal Family, Jacko Victory and Rip Morgan living up to the name of the Maulers. They are the Royal Family, but I don't know that we may just have to change their name for them because they are vicious in that ring.
The Renegade Warriors pick up a win over Bad News and the Big Bully. Maybe a surprise there?
I don't know if it's much of a surprise. Those two, either team, very competent, lots of teamwork, lots of ring work in there. It shows they've been working out together. What can you say? It's good to see the Renegade Warriors advance.
Next time, we'll have more action in the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Tournament. For Joe Pedicino and Bonnie Blackstone, along with Scott Hudson, I'm Craig Johnson. See you next time on Supercard.